Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another great podcast of PassionateSoccer.com. I am your host, Eldon Beslagic, and in today's discussion, we're going to be talking about college recruitment. I have a special guest in the house, expert in the field, Andrei Popescu. Welcome to the show. Why don't you introduce yourself, Andrei, to the audience?
Thank you, Aldin, for having me. I'll be more than happy to help and share some of my knowledge. I came to the US at 16. I played at IMG Academy. Then I went to junior college. Then I went to Quinnipiac University, where we actually played together for a little bit. And ever since, I've been coaching, um, advising clubs, and doing a lot of consulting on the college recruiting process, leadership, um, everything that's related to soccer. So that's me here. I'm the boys director of Sporting CT. I'm the girls head soccer coach at Cheshire Academy. And I also run my own lead soccer program. So pretty busy, I would say.
Excellent. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it, Andrei. Can you give us an overview of the process and highlighting some of the key stages for college recruitment?
Yeah, well, so the most important thing is for players to develop a sense of urgency and be proactive. We usually focus on three main strategies. Number one would be to evaluate. Number two would be to identify, and number three to connect. So when I say evaluate, what do I mean by that? Evaluate yourself as a student athlete. First, the student. Second, the athlete. Um, Remember what we go to school. We go to graduate and get a job and all that. Soccer is just, it's just a vehicle to make our ride smoother and more fun to get us through the college. So evaluate yourself, and when you do that, you have to be realistic with your expectations. Meaning, if you all want to do play D1, but you're not a D1 material, that's not realistic. If you have expectations to play D2 or D3, that's good. And then at the end, if you're really good enough, the D1 colleges will come and see you and have more offers. So I would try to think more like that. Uh, After that is identify the right school fit. The area, what major, big school, smaller school, so on and so forth. And then connect. You have to connect. You have to connect with the college coaches. You have to reach out. They are busy. You are busy. You have to prepare yourself. So those are the main three things I would say that you need to start the foundation in place so you can build off that.
And that goes for high school students, right? When should they start? Like, is it junior year or like sophomore year? What would you say?
Well, you can start, junior year is the most important, I would say. It is the thing now with the technology and a lot of tournaments, a lot of college showcases and this and that. It's just uh, it's just more resources available. So they can start ninth grade to prepare. At our club, we do a college recruiting workshop once a year. We invite everybody that's ninth grade and up. Um, so they can start with to prepare themselves, but then they are allowed to have more contact and stuff like that during their junior year. Um, very few of them get offers junior year, and then senior year, more and more get offers. Um, Also, the transfer window, when that opens, college coaches want to see which players transfer from what school to another school and grab those names based on whatever their roster needs. So when that's done, then the new recruits, they have more chances and stuff. And now it's actually better because the COVID years are gone. So during COVID, they didn't play, and you can't just pick out the players and not welcome them back. So they had to play. So now it's more of a level landscape, I would say.
So I know the colleges get all flooded with applications, with names, people reaching out to them, players reaching out. What's your maybe a tip or advice for students to stand out? How can you separate yourself from somebody else? Are there any strategies there, or is it just follow the process? Make sure have a tape. Make sure record yourself. What would you say?
Well, yeah. So if you have, it's important to find out which school you're targeting. Okay. So you narrow your focus on the schools you truly want to go and have contact with. So let's say I want to stay on the East Coast here. Let's say I'm in high school. I'm a sophomore or junior in high school. Um, I will start with my resume. The resume, you need to have a sports resume that's detailed. Um, then you need to have video highlights. A lot of the clubs are using trace cameras, which is very advanced. They even do the video highlights for you. At our club, we use VO. We've seen a lot of other clubs, they have the VO. We film it. They share the link with the coaches or the club. The coach shares the link with the parents or the players. Easily can be done. So you can have a video highlights of the highest quality based on all the games you're playing in, especially if you're at the premier level. So that's should be no excuse there. I don't have a video highlights. Well, you have access to create a video highlights. The technology is there, everything is there. You just gotta do it. Without a video highlights, they most college coaches will not look at you. And even with the video highlights, they will take a look at you, and if they like what they see, they're gonna ask for more. Um, it's also crucial that you have references, your high school coach, your premier soccer coach, whatever, the club director. They can put the club director there because the club directors, they know who's pretty much everybody within the club. So that's important because the college coaches will eventually call the club director, or they can talk to the premier soccer coaches with more details about that particular player, even though that player cannot talk just yet with the college coach. So there are ways to communicate, but the players themselves need to be proactive and get out there, get exposed, be proactive. So let's say you look on the East Coast, you look at the team, you search D1, D2, D3, you should email at least 5, 10 college coaches from each division. Um, it's that much effort. Look at the roster. Look at what they won. How long the coach has been there. What majors they have. How are you different? You need to write a nice introduction letter about yourself and kind of like sell yourself. It's like applying for a job. How are you different? Why should we look at you? Like, why should we look at you? What kind of value you provide to our program? Because we're looking for top players, just like everybody else. So how are you different than the rest of 300 players that emailed us in the past 2, 3 months? So that's something that the player can ask themselves. Think of your top three qualities, um, whatever those may be. Somebody's really fast, somebody's really skillful, somebody has great leadership skills, great work ethic, all that. So qualities, what are you bringing to the table? College coaches want to see that. Also, a tip would be when you play, tell your premier coach that, hey coach, the coach from Southern or UNH or Quinnipiac or whatever is coming to watch me play. Just say that to the coach, so the coach makes sure that you're playing, you in the lineup, this and that. Those are little tips that coaches can help you more with. I'm pretty sure, I'm 100% confident that whatever coach you have in whatever club you are in, they want to see you succeed. At this level that we coach, coaches want to see the players succeed, regardless what club you are. But if you don't communicate with the coach and you don't tell them that XYZ coach is coming to watch you play, I mean, they're not mind readers like that. So communicate, tell them prepare, email the week before of the tournament or the college showcase, have everything in place, resume, video highlights, your references, everything neat, organized. Sell yourself with a nice introduction letter. Also, look at the team's roster. How many seniors they have, what position they play, where the school is recruiting mostly from. Somebody like Quinnipiac, we know they recruit a lot of international players. They get a lot of transfers, this and that, which is fine, but make sure you understand the culture of the college. So those are you know crucial tips to consider when looking at schools.
No, great inputs. Finding a college to play is a full-time job, right? And it takes preparation and dedication. I know you mentioned cover letter, resume. I know like you put something together, which I'm gonna put a link to those templates that you created, and people can get them, to make their lives easier. We'll do that. Tell me, I know you mentioned Division One. Like, tell me about the NCAA divisions, the differences, what it means, and how it works, the levels, and impacting process. Because I know, like when you're being recruited, there's different divisions, right? So, what's the typical difference? Tell me more about that.
So D1, yes, it's crucial. It's crucial so when a player is looking at school, it's crucial for the player to understand that the higher division, the more challenging it's gonna be. Also, there are teams at D2 level or D3 level that can compete with the D1 level. So it's to me, it doesn't matter D1, D2, D3. To me, it matters where I can see myself going to school, getting a good degree, graduating on time, and playing. It's crucial for a player to play. That's what builds confidence, playing. And you're not gonna play. Let's say you go to a D1 school. You're not gonna play the first year, maybe, or the second year. So it's very hard to make an impact in the D1 college landscape because it's so competitive. You have players coming from Europe, South America, from all over the place, all over the place. And when they come, they need to come on scholarship money. They don't have green cards. They're not US citizens. So they gonna take some of the money from the scholarship budget of each school. D1, of course, they have bigger budgets, more money, also bigger competition. Also, they have players that are like semi-pro players almost. So it's very hard for a freshman that just joins from a premier club or high schools around here to compete against an international player that he just played for the, I don't know, Germany U17, U18 national team or Bayern Munich second or third team. That's who you're competing against. If you want to play D1, that's who you're competing. So you got to keep that in mind. So as long as you're aware of it, it's all good. There is a place for every player to play. You just got to find what best suits you. Everybody's different. And remember, you go to college to graduate. And if you can play along the way, great, beautiful. D2, it's also competitive. It's demanding. Uh, they travel a lot. They train a lot. They are in the gym a lot. They run a lot. They got the vest. They got the sensors. A lot of D1 use that. They can pretty much look at the computer and see your graphs, how much you run, how was your effort, how was your heart rate, VO2 max, all that. They can see all the information. They can tell you today you didn't perform at your best. You perform at 60% of your capacity today. So then the player has to defend themselves against the numbers. And as we all know, numbers don't lie. It is whatever you put in, that's what you get. That's why you got those numbers. So it's very detailed. It's very, very detailed. It's very demanding. If you are, for example, a PT major or PA major, which is very demanding, very hard, your clinical hours will conflict with soccer at some point. So you have to keep that in mind also. Um, It's crucial what you're trying to do. It's crucial have a plan, try to execute and follow through. I had the player in my sporting team where he was looking at one Division 1 school and a Division 3 school. So I told him, if you go D1, you're not gonna play as much. You the little fish in the big tank. If you go D3, you're gonna play more. You the bigger fish in the smaller tank. So he went D3 and he's very happy, you know. And we had another player that went D1 and has not seen too much playing time. So I'm not sure if he will stay there or he will move somewhere where he can play. So that's what we're saying. D1 is not for everyone. And people should not look at the status. Oh, D1, D1. My son, my daughter's D1. No, your son and daughter needs to be somewhere where she will or he will actually play, because you want to see them play. You want to see them grow. You want to see them growing confidence. So they can go to classes with a smile. They can do well. What's the point D1 playing D1 if you're not gonna play the first year or two? And even after that, there's no guarantee you play because you don't know who they bringing. It's always competition. Also, D2 and D3, they train very hard. They train very hard. In the past, I don't know, 5 years, those smaller programs have gone so creative and they use technology same way, almost the same way. So it's pretty much, I want people to think like Premier League, for example, where the bottom of Premier League can upset the top of Premier League. The bottom teams have low budgets. They're very creative with every dollar they spend and they use. And every once in a while, they have a big superstar and this and that who can change a game. Where the big 5, 6, 7 clubs in Premier League, their budget is way, way above everybody else. So how can a team like that lose against a little team? Well, they can. It's possible. Same with the college divisions. A D2 team can beat the D1 team. It's just a D3 team can potentially beat a D1 team. It's it's very open field. You watch the World Cup competition, you see how little countries now are very competitive and hard to beat. So it's an open race for everyone now.
No, great point. What are some effective ways for the students or high school students to showcase their talents? Like, where can they showcase? I know coaches always scouting. They have like assistant coaches watching them. Like all the reports are coming in. But what's some effective ways to do it, or just keep playing? Like, do you just recommend them keep playing, do what you're doing, or what would you say?
Yeah, they have to play, because when you play, you're active. Also, look. So if you play at the premier level and whatever club you're with, what college showcases is the club bringing the teams to? Like a sporting, we tell them we go to XYZ college showcases, be ready. They book hotel, this and that. So at this age, like ninth graders to 12th graders, the club, if you play Premier Soccer, if you don't play, let me rephrase, if you don't play Premier Soccer, you should be playing Premier Soccer, because it will give you an extra opportunity to train and to expose yourself. So if you play high school and you don't play Premier Soccer and you think you're gonna play in college, I have not seen that happening. I have not. So you need to make sure you are in a team, and that team, most likely the Premier team, will go and play in colleges. Now, college showcases. Um, Feel free to reach out to college coaches directly. And then once you are in their database, or they want to see you more and they see you more, they oftentimes they have college ID clinics. Some are expensive, some are okay, some are mid price range. So my advice with that is, if it's a school that you're really interested in going to, pay for the college ID and go and expose yourself in front of the college coach. So that way they see how you work, they see your character, your personality, all that. So it's money well spent. If it's a school that you're not sure you want to go, or you don't see yourself going, it's not worth going there. Because even if you have an offer and you don't want to go there, you just don't want to go there. Um, I would recommend to keep your options open, always open. And when you sign the national letter of intent, which is the day you commit officially to that college that you end up going, that's when your college recruiting process stops. Up till that moment, keep all the options open, everything open. So, and don't put all your eggs in one basket. So let's say I want to go Quinnipiac, and that's my only choice, my only school. And if I don't go there, I'm devastated. No. Apply Quinnipiac, UNH, Southern, Albertus Magnus. I don't know. We're talking about our area here. But always keep your options open. Go visit the campus. Take a college visit. See the campus. See how it looks like. See how the culture is. Do you see yourself going there? And the main question is, do I see myself going to this school even if I wasn't to play soccer? Even if I wasn't going to be playing soccer, do I still see myself going to this school? If you answer yes to that question, then that's the school for you.
Yeah, we cannot forget the student athletes, right? First student and then
Correct.
athlete.
And
You
coaches
mentioned
want that.
you mentioned one point, Andre, interaction with the coaches, college coaches. Are there any restrictions in terms of like communicating with the college coaches? Are they allowed to talk to high school students? Are there any windows, or there's no
Well,
restrictions at all?
yeah, junior year. So junior year, you can talk. At the end of, beginning of junior year, at the end of summer, you can talk to the college coaches. They also have a dead period when there's no contact pretty much. That means you can email or text whatever the college coach. You're not gonna hear much back because it's a dead period. But like I said, um, the players need to be proactive and expose themselves, because the college coaches can talk to your high school coach or can talk to your premier coach. There is no limitations in that. So by the time that period that you can officially have contact and you can talk, your junior year, whatever, you already plant your seeds. You already establish a relationship or something. So there are always rules, regulations, this and that. Yes, but don't let that stop you from not being proactive right now and trying to get on the radar, trying to get your name out there. Because it's a lot of players like you. It's every premier players has some players that few of them are good enough to play high level. But if they don't take it serious and you know, promote themselves and be proactive, they're not going. I mean, don't wait for the college coach come knock at the door and I like you, I want you. Can happen, but very slim chances. So it's better and safer for you to take initiative and be proactive and make things happen. And I would also recommend, when this process happens, we like to see the players do all the work. I mean, coaches like us, we are resources. Parents are resources. We just resources here to help you. But the player has to send the email. The player should draft the email. The player should be the one doing the research. The player is the one playing, you know. Also, parents, when it's a college game, I mean, a college showcase game, they're also looking at the parents' behavior. So we want to see parents just being fans and positive cheering. We don't want to see crazy parents yelling, talking, coaching, this, that. Nah, we don't want to see that. Why? Because that can ruin the chances of a player. Like, I love the player, but I cannot deal with the parents. Not like they're gonna deal with the parents anyway, but they don't want that. They don't want that behavior at their games. You know what I mean? So,
Mm.
and you see more in the youth landscape with parents. As they get older, we all learn and get better. So the more older age groups you watch play, the more quiet it is usually. It's just more quiet, unless it's a crazy heated game, State Cup or league game or something with more meaning. But yes, I will keep that in mind also.
Yeah, we kept talking about soccer, resume videos. What about like academic requirements? Not only do you need to have like the soccer skills and the technicalities, but what about how can you make sure that you can get into a school in terms of academics? Are there any requirements or prerequisites? How does that work?
So yeah, so they need for D1 and D2, they need 16 core classes. Okay, so they need to have that before they graduate. So what they can do is go to school, let's say Rocky Hill or Wethersfield, Wallingford, wherever they go to school. Talk to the academic advisor and say, I would like to play sports at D1 or D2 level. Even though you may not play D1 and D2, which is okay, you need to have the 16 core classes in place to graduate. Okay. Then the minimum GPA is 2.3, which is very low, 2.3. That's to maintain. That's when you're in college to maintain that GPA to keep playing. So I wouldn't recommend keep your GPA 2.3. I would say at least 3.0 and up. Also, the SAT, some colleges didn't require them. I would recommend players to take the SAT multiple times. Your highest score will count, okay, because that helps a lot. The GPA you should have a really good GPA, at least 3.0 up. The higher your GPA and the better you do in the SAT score, the higher you rank. It's a SAT. It's a admission sliding scale. It's on the internet. It takes the GPA with the SAT and it gets down to a number. And the higher, the better that number is, the more money potentially you can get financially, academically and this and that. So school is crucial because no college coach wants to bring a bad student to their school. Because if that student doesn't pass his or her classes and they struggle academically, I cannot use that player. And if I gave that player money or some money, I'm losing the money, I'm losing the player, I'm losing everything. So no college coach wants a bad student in their team. Trust me. And I don't think there are bad students. I think there are people who care more than others. So make sure you care, show up, do your work, try to get high GPA, high SAT, all that. But show up, you need to show up. You can't graduate if you don't show up. You can't pass if you don't submit your work on time. So those are things that the players, the student athletes should always keep in mind. Um, when they get to college, it's crucial. It's crucial. They have mastered time management. We were very busy in college. We travel, we had schoolwork, we had midterms, we had a bunch of other things. Now they are doing community service hours. They do even more and more now. So the workload, it's bigger and bigger. That means, and the distraction also nowadays are higher and higher because, once you're on your phone or screen time, whatever, you thinking you are for 10 minutes, but 2 hours later you're still looking at videos or whatever they're doing. So it's crucial how you manage your time.
Hmm. I know you mentioned academic scholarships. So like there's ways for student athletes to get like academic scholarship, help from the school, and as well athletic scholarship. So like don't forget your student first and then athlete second. Like always find the school that matches your interest, your inspirations, and then of course so you can get playing time as much as you can. Um, like in your professional opinion, parents' involvement in this process and supporting the high school students, how important is it?
Well, it's very important because parents always have an influence on their kids. Sometimes it's for better, sometimes it's for worse, although the intention is to always be for better. uh, So it's crucial for the parents to make sure that the players, the student athletes, their own kids, are doing well in school. And if they need a tutor, get them a tutor ASAP. If they need whatever they need, provide for them. Also, when you bring them to training or to a club, whatever, parents need to release their kids to the coach, to the club, meaning trust the coach with your kid, trust the process. Just take care of your kid off the field. Your kids by this age, I'm very big on empowerment and responsibility. So I give my players a lot of power. I empower them to speak up for themselves, to fight for themselves, all that. And I want them very responsible. And in return, I give them everything they need from me, my time, my knowledge, my skills, my expertise. Anytime they need something, they can call at midnight. It doesn't matter if I'm awake and ready to help them, I'll help them. But they need to be taking whatever they're doing very serious. Why? Because they're running against time. And time is valuable. And time is something you cannot make more of. You can make more money, you cannot make more time. You can buy more money in a way with money, but no matter how much money you have, you cannot buy more time. So, with that said, you got to make the best of the time you have. You may have 3 years, you may have 2 years, you may have 1 year, you know, or some of them, in some cases, they become seniors and they say to the parents, I don't want to play anymore, which is I know is a devastating statement by the player. But by this age, the player knows that I don't see myself playing. I'm trying to focus on my career, on getting a good job. I might even go to a trade school. College may not be for me. I might be a real estate agent, whatever. So whatever they choose to do, it's hard to digest that after you've been, after the kids been playing soccer since 5, they become seniors. They tell you, I don't want to play no more, or junior year or whatever. They got jobs, they got boyfriends, girlfriends, they got other interests. So we have to understand and respect that and slowly digest that because there's nothing we can do about it. Um, Sometimes they come back, a lot of times they don't. Um, but that's what I would say is crucial. That's what I would say is crucial. Parents are crucial, especially at the younger age, because whatever you allow at home, that player will do away from home. You see what I'm saying? So I don't want to see players that curse. I don't want to see players that are disrespectful. I don't want to see players that have poor work ethic. I don't want to see none of that. If I see that, that means that behavior is being allowed and accepted somewhere down the road. So we oftentimes have to fix that. You want to play in college, this is what you need to do. No excuses. Show up, train, play, all that. So parents are crucial. It's crucial the parents are also on the same page with the club and the coach. You see what I'm saying? So I don't see coaches that want to do bad for the kids. I have not seen that. They might be like that. I mean, we're not perfect, but I don't think the intention of a coach is to do something bad for the player or the kid. I don't see that. That's just an excuse. Players want more playing time. That's a common one. Playing time is a common one because they all want to play more. Um, work harder, work harder. Coach by work hard. Yeah, but um it's not impactful. Work harder, so you become more impactful. You can make an impact in the game. Uh, the better you play, the more you stay. Pretty much, at that level, it becomes more about winning. So the better players will get to play more. It's common. That happens in high school. Top premier teams will happen in college. Some colleges don't even sub in the first half. Sometimes they travel with 18, wherever they travel. If 2, 3 players go in that game, the whole game, that's a lot. So that's what you sign up for. It's a challenge in a way.
Speaking of challenges, what are some common challenges the student athletes will face throughout the recruiting process, or like throughout this journey? Uh, what are some common ones, like such as, let's say, non-response from colleges could be one of them. Can you like name a couple other ones?
Well, yeah, it, the biggest one. It's confusion, okay, and confusion of, I don't know where I am in the process. I don't know where I want to go. I don't know anything. So they need a little more clarification. You always got to have a vision, and then powered by a powerful mission that will hopefully make your vision a reality. Um, like you said, you email college coaches and you don't hear back. Oh my God, the coach doesn't like me. Well, be proactive. Just 2, 3 weeks later, send a follow up email and share your schedule. I'm gonna play this tournament with this team, jersey number, blah, blah, blah. In your signature, add the link to your resume, add the YouTube link, add whatever link you have there. That's easy for the college coach to take another look at, at who you are before they come and watch you play. Don't get discouraged if you email a coach few times and you don't hear back. Okay. I would not get discouraged like that. I would be proactive and keep emailing back. And eventually, if you don't hear back, okay, it's okay. That means you're not the right fit for them. They're not gonna tell you that, but they have somebody else that's probably better player, better fit than you are, and that's okay. So that's why I'm saying don't put all your eggs in one basket. Always keep your options open because there is a school for you, but you have to go through so many schools to email and research, and as time goes on, that list just gets like narrower and narrower till you get to top 5 schools. Then okay, which coach likes me more, where I see myself more, which school has a better major, okay, only those 3. Okay, now which school can offer me more money out of the 3 or the 2, and boom, you narrow it, you get down to 1. But at the beginning it's a lot of confusion, a lot of fear of missing out, a lot of unknown. Sounds like a lot of work. So podcasts like this one, other resources, those are always helpful because it gives you a better clarification as to what you're getting yourself into it. And once you're into it, you'll figure it out. The internet is so broad out there, so many resources. Also, don't spend, I would recommend to the parents not to spend thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on recruiting services because there are some and are very, very expensive. If you need a coaching hour like this and stuff, it's much easier, more productive than spending so much money on recruiting services. It's almost like a subscription plan. You don't need all that. If you really want to find out more, get more like a consulting hour or something, like something short term to clarify your vision. But don't pay thousands and I seen somebody spend crazy money, $10,000 over, and still not a lot of help. So you can easily get there. Like if you're not aware, you can get there. And for a lot of people, they already spend a lot of money with hotels, premier fees, traveling, soccer cleats, uniform, this. They already got 1,000 expenses. So they just got to put the time into it to find out more about it.
Yeah, it's a long process, recruiting process. You mentioned about communicating to coaches with emails. Is it okay to call coaches and maybe send a package, like let's say with the DVD to watch or USB drive? So like sometimes to get the attention, to separate yourself from everybody else. Is that okay?
You can, yeah, you can if you want, but everything happens mostly via email, text. Uh, it's I would say it's probably crucial for a player when they're on social media. Be careful what they post, and post video highlights of yourself. Walk people through what you're doing to prepare yourself to get to whatever level. You can go on Instagram, you can watch the college coaches there. You can watch the teams, how they doing there. They can watch you back also. It's not like you make a phone call, okay, and after that things change. No, that's an introduction. You can do anything for the introduction. To break the ice, you can do anything. And remember, it's not important for a player to get into the room, because eventually you get to the scene. You get to the scene. It's important to stay in the room or to stay in that scene and to be wanted. So now okay, you got in the room, how you stay here? Like, let's say you sign pro or you sign with the college. Okay, you got in. Now you think the hard work ended? No, it's just about to start, because you and I know, and other people know how we train, how we have to wake up in the morning, go to the gym at 6 a.m., run. Sometimes we had 3 sessions in a day for preseason, so you run and you work to exhaustion. Hopefully you train to do that, but it's a lot of work. It's a lot of groundwork. But yes, players get creative. They very active on social media. They very active on Instagram, TikTok. It's a popular one, quick short videos, this, that, coaches can see how you are. Don't post anything bad, negative, none of that. Even if you post it and then you delete it, it's not good. It's still in the cloud pretty much. So just always be a good role model, no matter what, no matter how bad you feel, no matter how bad you lost, no matter you didn't get too much playing time. Don't go bash the coach. I only played 10 minutes. I don't know why my coach played me 10 minutes. Well, ask your teammates too why you play 10 minutes. Ask the coach, of course. So there are reasons. I don't think if a coach has a good player, wants to keep the good player on the bench. No. If you're good enough, play. Be so good. Be so good the coach cannot afford to keep you on the bench. And I promise you, no coach will keep you on the bench if you're that good. So it's simple, very simple.
Andre, anything else for the parents, students, fans to know about college recruitment? Any other tips, advice? I think we got some good insights here. Great insights.
Yeah, I would say start early. Start early, educate yourself. Don't panic. I know sometimes, moms are a little more worried, so to speak. Us dads, we more like, don't worry, we have time, this and that. The reality is somewhere in the middle. So just be proactive. Players should have their resumes in place, should update their resume every, I don't know, 2 months, I would say. If you play in a tournament, you play Dallas Cup, Disney Cup, Jefferson Cup, wherever you go, wherever you play, FC Stars tournament, we just had that. Email, the tournament has a college list. Go there, see what college is coming, see who you interested in, email them a week, tell them your schedule, where you gotta play, jersey number, this and that. Because you don't know who's gonna end up coming to watch you play. They may come watch your teammate play, and then they like you because they need that position, and you may just end up going to that school, and you made zero effort to build that connection. So, I mean, play like you always got something to play. Play every game like it's your last game. And don't expect anything in return. Don't expect miracles to happen. You're good enough, do your job. Coaches will come, will see you, will evaluate you. They like you, they build the connection, and you take it from there. Your life becomes a lot easier, you know. But just be proactive. That's my biggest one. Be proactive and be prepared. Don't let time go by because it flies. You blink 4 times, your kids are out of high school. They graduated. So it's very quick. We both have kids, so we know what's coming for them and where they're gonna go. And I'm happy if my kids just play soccer. That's it. I don't care when, where, how. Just play. Go outside and play. Kick the ball. Be active. That's all. I'm not expecting them to go pro, go play in college. No, that has to be their choice. The more we force it as parents, the less it happens for the kids. So that's another advice for the parents. Don't force it on them. Let them be. If they want to talk about soccer or the game on their ride back home, let them bring it up. If they don't want to talk, don't bring it up. They already know. They know they play bad. They know they didn't do too well. They know. The coach let them know. Trust me. We let them know the way it is. So that will be it.
Andrei, I appreciate your insight on the college recruitment process. Thank you again for being part of our journey. I'll see you on the field, and thanks again.
No problem. My pleasure. Hope it helps as many people as possible.
Thank you.